Men in a state of nature are absolutely free and independent of one another as to sovereign jurisdiction. But when they enter into a society and by their own consent become members of it, they must submit to the laws of the society according to which they agree to be governed. For it is evident, by the very act of association, that each member subjects himself to the authority of that body in whom, by common consent, the legislative power of the state is placed. But though they must submit to the laws so long as they remain members of the society, yet they retain so much of their natural freedom as to have a right to retire from the society, to renounce the benefits of it, to enter into another society, and to settle in another country. For their engagements to the society and their submission to the public authority of the state do not oblige them to continue in it longer than they find it will conduce to their happiness, which they have a natural right to promote. This natural right remains with every man, and he cannot justly be deprived of it by any civil authority. Every person, therefore, who is denied his share in the legislature of the state to which he had an original right, and every person who, from his particular circumstances, is excluded from this great privilege, and refuses to exercise his natural right of quitting the country, but remains in it, and continues to exercise the right of a citizen in all other respects, must be subject to the laws which by these acts he implicitly, or to use your own phrase, virtually consents to. For men may subject themselves to laws by consenting to them implicitly, that is, by conforming to them, by adhering to the society and accepting the benefits of its constitution, as well as explicitly and directly in their own persons or by their representatives substituted in their room. Thus, if a man whose property does not entitle him to be an elector of members of Parliament, and therefore cannot be represented or have any share in the legislature, inherits or takes anything by the laws of the country to which he has no indubitable right in nature, or which, if he has a right to it, he cannot tell how to get or keep without the aid of the laws and the advantage of society, then when he takes this inheritance, or whatever it is, with it he takes and owns the laws that gave it him. And since the security he has from the laws of the country in respect of his person and rights is the equivalent for his submission to them, he cannot accept that security without being obliged, in equity, to pay this submission. Nay, his very continuing in the country shows that he either likes the Constitution or likes it better, notwithstanding the alteration made in it to his disadvantage, than any other, or at least thinks it better in his circumstances to conform to it, than to seek any other. That is, he is content to be comprehended in it. From hence it is evident that the obligation of the laws of Parliament upon the people of Britain, who have no right to be electors, does not arise from their being virtually represented, but from a quite different principle, a principle of the law of nature, true, certain, and universal, applicable to every sort of government, and not contrary to the common understandings of mankind. If what you say is a real fact, that 9/10 of the people of Britain are deprived of the high privilege of being electors, it shows a great defect in the present Constitution, which has departed so much from its original purity, but never can prove that those people are even virtually represented in Parliament. And here give me leave to observe that it would be a work worthy of the best patriotic spirits in the nation to effectuate an alteration in this putrid part of the Constitution, and by restoring it to its pristine perfection, prevent any order or rank of the subjects from imposing upon or binding the rest without their consent.